This right here is a glove that you'll find at Home Depot, and you're probably using it to handle a bunch of cacti, and I'm gonna show you the biggest reason why you shouldn't. Oh my goodness gracious. Can you imagine just getting this beautiful cactus and then a spine right in your finger? That's the last thing that you want. Hey, what's up? My name is Takashi, and I'm the owner of Cactus Warehouse, where we run a small 5-acre cactus farm or nursery. And if you love cactus content and you want to see what it's like running a little business in a cactus farm, or you just love cactus tips in general, then like and subscribe so you can watch more videos like this. So I want to show you the top 5 tools that I use to handle cactus and run my little cactus farm, and some of them are probably not what you think. So this right here is a little tool shed that we have where we keep all of the tools that I use, and also right now it's acting as an extra storage unit for some of the boxes that I use to sell the cactus and the succulents. And honestly, it's kind of getting crazy in here, so I need to do a little cleanup. But yeah, the tool that I use the most is gloves, because these cactus, as you may know, they hurt, they have spines, and they just can be really mean to you, right? And when you go to a lot of like hardware stores or like a gardening store, like, you know, they assume that you're dealing with like plants, so they give you like these gloves, or like I threw one over here, like they make you think like this is like heavy duty. And honestly, you can get these if you maybe layer them, but on its own, there's actually, like, if you can see here, like it's not really that thick, and the spines can go through them really easy. So the brand that I love and the glove that I love the most, and I'm biased because I use it all the time, and this is not sponsored or anything like that, or though maybe it should be, is the Thorn Armor glove. So let me show them to you. These gloves right here, and whew, I get good use out of them. Thorn Armor, these are like literally, I think, the best gloves on the planet when handling cacti. For me, right now, I love them, and yeah, I'll show you why I love them here in a minute. Put them on. Oh my gosh. Something that I noticed, and this is totally my fault. Honestly, I'm a pretty forgetful person, and I forget things all the time. We made a golden barrel video where we talked all about, like, it's my favorite plant, and we did like a deep dive on it, and I dug one up, and I honestly think I left it out here, and that video was shot a couple months ago, so it's not looking the best right now. It's literally been sitting out for a couple of months, but what I wanted to do is bring this baby back to life, so I'm gonna go plant it, but I'm gonna show you why I love these Thorn Armor gloves. Boom. Like normally any other kind of glove, like this is going through your hands and this is hurting. Like look at me just manhandle this. What other gloves can do that? I don't know. Haven't found any except for these Thorn Armor, which is why I love them. So yeah, Thorn Armor gloves, these are like an absolute must. And I forget where I get these from, but I think what I'm gonna start to do is order them in bulk and then offer them on my store so you guys can get them. I will say they're a little bit on the pricier side for gloves, I guess. I think they're like $64 or something like that. Don't quote me exactly. But I mean, to not be poked and hurt, I feel like that's like a no-brainer. I'll like pay that, because if you've ever been like poked and like some of these spines, it's just like hurt for days, and you're like, and it was like, just pay the 64 bucks and get yourself some nice gloves. Cool, so let's go plant this, and I can show you one of my other favorite tools that I actually use to plant these. So let's go back into the shed. So obviously, shovels, you know, kind of sounds like a no-brainer. And I got like 3 different kind of shovels right here. Let's put this one on the ground. And a lot of people might have these 2 shovels right here, and if you look at the shape of them, you'll notice that they're a little bit different. This round point isn't too bad, and you know, these shovels are good for for different reasons, but my personal favorite, and when I'm out here either digging up the cactus or planting them in the ground, this one right here, I think it's like a transplant spade or something like, I can't remember the exact name of the shovel, but you can see that it's a lot longer and more narrow, and this just makes it really easy to get in there and dig around. You know, if I'm digging up, like dig under the roots and things like that. So I love this one. So let's go take this and that golden barrel and let's go give that baby a new home and bring it back to life. Tip, if you guys didn't know, and you'll hear me talk about this all the time on this channel, but the #1 way to kill a cactus is to overwater it. This thing has literally been sitting out for months, and you can tell that it is a little shriveled up, especially like at the bottom here, and that's not good, but it's not dead. Like, I would have killed this thing if I overwatered it, and these roots here, if they were sitting in water, wet feet, that's what kills it. So this may not look like the happiest thing in the world right now, but it's far from dead, and we're gonna plant it. We're gonna dig a little hole here, not too deep, and we're gonna let it do its thing, and it's gonna be nice, thick and strong in a couple months. The biggest reason I chose this area is because honestly it's kind of hot today, and I'm sweating. Honestly, there's some sweat in my eye right now, and my eye kind of burns, so that's why. Honestly, you don't even need to go that deep, a little bit more wide. The reason I'm going wide here is because golden barrel, the root system is pretty shallow and it fans out. It's not really that deep, but I want to give breathing room to this plant. So yeah, let's go a little bit wider. It's probably good there. Check out those Thor Armor gloves, you know? It's just like boom, manhandling this. And just filling it in here. Honestly, I'm not the best planter in the world, which is honestly a good thing. Like, I didn't grow up doing this. It's not my background. Took no classes on this, and I'm still taking care of cactus. I'm still bringing cactus back to life. So if I can do it, sound like one of those, you know, motivational speakers. If I can do it, you can too, you know? And I'll just plant it, and I'm not gonna water it maybe in about, well, actually I heard it's gonna rain in a couple days. Maybe there's a chance of rain, so I'm just gonna wait 7 days to see if it rains. But honestly, usually when you're transplanting, you're not gonna wanna water. Biggest reason you wouldn't wanna water right away is usually, this is not a usual case. Most people don't leave cactus sitting out for like 6 months. Usually when you're transplanting, you might be digging it up, and you're gonna clip a couple of the roots, and when you clip it, it's kind of like it's bleeding, right? So it's a little bit wet and moist, and you just want to let it callus or harden, or you want to let the roots dry before you plant, and then maybe about another 5 to 7 days just to let it acclimate into its new pot or land, and then give it a watering. So I'm gonna hold off on watering, but now that it's in the ground, it's gonna be good. I mean, it was out of the ground and it was good for a long time. Well, not good, but you know, surviving. And yeah, now it's gonna come back to life. We abused this bad boy. We abused it, but the cactus can handle it. You know? Also, what's nice about these thorn armors, like these pieces of wood I don't want in there, but I'm just like, boom, getting in there. Nice, cool. Okay, let's go on to the next tool that I really love. And this is a pro tip. You might not really think it's a tip, but it is. Put your tools back after you use them. I'm honestly talking to myself right now because I just like, will leave a tool out there like where I'm digging, and like the next day I need it, and I'm like, who moved the shovels, you know? And it was me. So, you know, I do my best, and just try to put things back where they belong, because it just makes your life 10 times easier. So that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, look at this thing, a rope. And this is one that actually I feel like is not talked about in the cactus community that much, or maybe I'm just blind to it, but I love using rope, especially for me as somebody that has to move what I consider larger cactus, and sometimes I have to move them by myself. A rope is a game changer, and let me show you how I use it. So you can see right here, when I have to move these by myself, like when you're alone, it can be really hard to move them. So like just doing this and like picking it up like this is just, oh, look at the ease of this. Look at me rolling. Look at me all by myself. I don't need nobody. Me all day. No, just kidding. But honestly, having a rope like this makes it super easy to handle cactus myself. And if you needed to like pot it, boom, getting it in there, all that stuff. So rope, super underrated tool. Honestly, when you have like a rope and you're kind of comfortable with it, you almost like don't even need the thorn armor gloves. So yeah, get yourself some rope. So the next tool, the harvest sickle. I think that's actually what it's called. I just call it a knife, but this is a knife that has these rigid edges, if you can kind of see here closely. And the way that it hooks, when I do a bunch of cuttings, it just makes it super easy depending on the type of cactus that you're cutting. Sometimes you need to get in like at a unique creative angle. So like this, I don't know what this move is here, but this makes it really easy to cut a lot of them cleanly. I highly recommend this kind of knife when doing cuttings. There's a bunch of knives out there, so if you love what you are using, you know that saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you're struggling, maybe try one of these. I use it and it works. Last but not least, one of the most common used items here at Cactus Warehouse is isopropyl alcohol, 70%. And what I really use it for is for keeping my knife clean, because I do a lot of cuttings. We send out cuttings. We also do a lot of propagation, and we grow our own stock from cuttings. So what I'll usually do is I'll get something like this, or like a spray bottle. This is just like a fancier one that pumps and more pressure. What you'll do here is, and just spray your knife. Honestly, there's probably more efficient ways to use it, but part of the reason I like this is it also kind of sprays off the gunk at the same time. And then you got like a towel or something. Right now I just use my shirt, not the best. And go do some cutting. So I'll actually go do one right now. This San Pedro cactus right here was actually from a cutting, and it was just one little branch here that was planted. I think this might have been the original branch, and popped out two more beautiful ones, and now it's branching. And honestly, they say, don't quote me on the growth rate, but I know that this is pretty fast for, I think it's like a year or two or something like that. So it's getting some good growth from cuttings. Cool, so we're gonna be doing a cutting of this cactus right here. This is the Stenoceras benekii, and I'm actually gonna be doing a deep dive on this. So if you wanna see that, make sure to subscribe to our channel, because it'll be coming out in the next few weeks, because this one is really cool to talk about. But yeah, let's just do a little cutting right here. Boom, right there. Clean little cut. And we are going to let that harden, scab up, and we're gonna make a bunch more of these. Let's go. Cool, so if you stayed until this point, genuinely, thank you for sticking around and checking out some of the most used tools here at Cactus Warehouse. And if you like videos like this, then yeah, subscribe, check us out. We're always doing fun stuff, and love to engage with you guys. But until next time, peace. Yeah, buddy. Man, this is a bonus. I forgot about the gator. This is probably the most used tool here at Cactus Warehouse. And I don't recommend this for everybody, because I don't know if you're gonna be doing a lot of hauling cactus around your property. But if you are, this thing is a beast, especially here in Fallbrook, California, where we live on a pretty slopey area. So I gotta drive up and down a bunch of inclines, and this thing is like, it's just treated me so well. So yeah, bonus tool, and definitely the most expensive out of all the tools that I showed you, but the most worth it. Let me tell you right now, y'all wouldn't be watching this video if it wasn't for this here gator. So yeah, peace.